All right, what's going on, everybody? Gibby Card Stacks here. We've got a lot to talk about. I've got some takes. Let's see what I've sold. Let's see what I'm buying, and then we'll get right to it. All right, so to start, I sold, actually, I don't know how many cards I sold and for what dollar amount. Let's check. I did sell some cards on Collects. We'll get to that as well. This is 4 cards, $415 on eBay. Oh, yep, on eBay. So, sold a Jeremiah Love PSA 9 Fuchsia. I graded this myself at GameStop. I don't know how much I paid for this. Yes, so I paid $80 for this card raw, and then I paid $21-ish to grade. So 85 plus 21, 106. I sold it for 180. You know, net fees and everything, I'm making what, 140 or 40 bucks maybe. So not bad. His comps are all over the place, and like somebody sold a yellow auto for under 125. That's crazy. I just sold a green for like 350. PSA 10. I also sold. I got an offer 85 bucks. I've got so much Jeremiah Love. I'm cool with selling it now. That is the lowest that it's been over the last like week or two, but I was like, you know what? I'll take my money now. I've got maybe 8 raw copies of this card. I'm fine with it. Also sold 2 of these. I think I'm all out. I have 2 on ComC. So sold both of these for 50 bucks a piece. These are Leaf ordered to print, numbered to 17, to commemorate his game versus Georgia in 5 or 6 overtimes, 5 total touchdowns. So sold those for $100 total. I also sold this card on Discord. This is a Jamal Haynes Fuchsia to $150 for $15 shipped. And then coming off my last video, I talked about what do I do with all my base cards. I listed some of these on Collects. So I sold this Jaden Daniels. Comps all over the place. I probably could have sold this on eBay, but whatever. Someone's getting a deal on Collects. I sold this Bo Nix Topps Chrome. I figured that was like $1. And then this Finesse, that was $5 for the 3. You know, again, I saw some comps go for $1. I saw some go for $7 on eBay. Pretty crazy. And then sold these for $1 total. This is a Johnny Wilson Prism. You can kind of see it. And then a Refractor Brian Dawkins. So $6 total on Collects. I paid $30 for the Blaster. These arguably the best cards in the lot. Could I have sold the Jaden Daniels on eBay? Maybe. I do see it sells a good amount, but there's also a lot listed. So I'm happy to just move on and get out of it. So $5.40 net on those. I picked up this lot from Nick. This was $55 for the 4. This is a Rocco Becht yellow. No, this I bought on my own. This was like 50 bucks, 40 bucks, something around there. This was 50 bucks, 55. Byron Brown green. USF is probably starting 3-0, or 0-3, sorry. They played Boise State, Florida, and Miami in that order, I think. Maybe I flipped the 2 Floridas, but pretty crazy. But that was like 20 bucks, I think. Malachi Fields, one of my favorite receivers for the 2026 draft. I just don't think that people really care about him, but he's at Notre Dame. And then this Arch Manning, this is, I think, from the silver packs of the National. That was, I don't know what the breakout was. 25, 10, and then 20. So I think that was it. So we'll see if those sell, but I picked those up. I haven't checked the mail yet. I haven't heard anything. So there's that. All right, so one thing on my mind, and I've been thinking about it when I picked up all these base cards, and I'm like, man, like, you know, a Bo Nix Topps Chrome rookie card, probably $1 or whatever. And I've thought about this a lot, and it's just always been on my mind with kabooms and downtowns, uptowns, all these case hits that everyone loves, right? And just all these high-end cards. And like, I follow Alt on Instagram, and I see them, like, they handed out $3 million of cash at the National. I'm like, one, how do you get $3 million of cash, first of all? But two, it's like, you know, they'll show all-time new comp for, you know, X card, 150,000. I'm like, who's buying these cards? I get it. There's so much money out there and people who are wealthy who collect, but I'm like, all of these case hits, all the high-end stuff, like, who's actually going to be collecting it? It's just the game of hot potato to me, and I've thought about it. We talk about it a lot in the Discord. Link is down below for you to join. No tricks. And like, I think of Justin Herbert. I think of a Justin Herbert Optic rated rookie. Let me look that up on ComC. $11. Wow. So $11 for a Justin Herbert Prism rookie. So in 10 years from now, like, what is it going to be worth? And I get it. It's not about what the worth is, but I guess, you know, it's going to be $1, $2 maybe, because you also have to think about just how many cards there are in circulation. But I'm like, who at the end of the day is going to be the end user? And then you have to also think like of select, you know, 10 years down the road. What is, like, who's going to be collecting all this ultra modern stuff? And I talked about it with some guys at work where it's like they still have their cards from their collection, they value it, and it's like Kobe's and, you know, other random things. And I'm like, but like, who's actually going to be collecting and, you know, picking these cards up long term, right? Like, there's all these Chronicles, there's Absolute, Score, more Chronicles. There's so much Chronicles. Good God. Prestige. Rookies and Stars. Contenders. Like, there's all these cards, you know, like, what? I don't know. I just find it fascinating. And, you know, because you look at, like, I look at Aaron Donald, his Topps Chrome rookie card. He does also have Prism, I guess. But that's $2. An Aaron Donald, one of the best defensive players of all time, maybe one of the best defensive linemen of all time. I just like stuff like that. Or you look at, I'm looking at Drew Brees right now, eligible for the Hall of Fame this year. His tops is like $12. Like, that's a Hall of Fame quarterback, Drew Brees. I don't know. It blows my mind at like, what is collecting, actually collecting, not going to a card show and, you know, all the flipping and all these kabooms. And again, the high end Justin Jefferson, white sparkle stuff, like none of that. I'm talking about like, who is going to be your everyday collector buying, you know, their childhood stuff? Or are all these kids or all these 14, 15-year-olds flipping the Jaden Daniels right now? Are they going to come back and be like, oh, man, this stuff, you know, I miss it when I was a kid or whatever? You know, I don't know. Or maybe in 15 years when, like, the 8-year-olds have adult money, right? I don't know. It's just such a fascinating thing to think about, I guess, with just prices and the value and what does collecting ultra modern actually look like. Because you look at what the modern stuff from like 2000 to 2015, 2016 looks like whenever the ultra modern threshold begins. But I'm just really curious. Like, I would consider myself a collector. I do flip cards. I try to collect for free, but like my Arizona Wildcat stuff, my Bowman U stuff, I'm going to the grave with that, I imagine. Even if I wanted to try to sell it, I'm getting pennies back on the dollar, and that's total, like, unless I lose absolutely everything, like I'm just going to keep that forever. Like, that is for me. Also, might I plug college cards? I would argue, I don't get on my soapbox about college cards are the better investment at all, ever, but I would argue that college cards are more collectible than pro sports in general. Maybe baseball. I feel like baseball is the most collectible sport. I would say college sports, there's just something about it. There's like the tie to the university for the people who go to the school. Even if you don't go to the school and you grow up, your family loves it. I get it. Your family loves Pittsburgh Steelers too. But like, I just feel like there's more of a closer bond with someone and their school. And that's just part of their collection, right? I just feel like you have a more intimate bond. That sounds weird, but like you have a more deeply connected bond with your college or university. So I do think that is, you know, if you look at like Bowman University sales and such, like those go to end users a lot more than any other card, I would say. That's what I'm trying to get at. Are we in the junk wax era, whatever? You know, you're seeing retail sit on shelves. The return is awful. Not that you should rip it for a return, but it doesn't feel great when you get about $8 worth of cards when you're spending $33. But I'm just really intrigued. You know, I've been starting to collect Hall of Fame rookies, and those have been super cheap. I'm just like, man, like, a lot of these guys in the league right now are not on track to like make the Hall of Fame. So there's a few things. There's one, people are just gambling on these guys, and that's all sports cards is right now for the most part. Two, there's just so much being printed and produced between different sets, and then just the production within the set itself Like what, there's so many rookie cards, so many cards available of these guys. I don't know. I don't know. I find it very fascinating. And just, I don't know, something to think about. I'm not like doom and gloom, like get out of the hobby, screw anyone who's not a true collector and flips sports cards or flips high end. I'm just like, I just think of it from the end consumer. Who is it? What's going to happen with all these cards? And, what are we actually collecting? Who is actually collecting, right? Again, I'm not trying to gatekeep the hobby, but it's just interesting to see. One thing that I've been starting to do, I've thought about this a lot, and it kind of stems from podcasts. I've been a big fan of Pardon My Take since probably since I graduated college and started having like a daily commute for work, and I kind of discovered Pardon My Take. I also, as of it was November, started following Bussin' with the Boys. I get it, people have their takes about, I'm sure, those people and the brands and the groups and the companies, but I enjoy those podcasts. I think they're entertaining, and I love the guests that they bring on. And I've always just thought like, hey, I loved JC Latham's podcast on Bussin' with the Boys. I thought it was super informational and just, he's a cool dude. I really like him. I'm a fan of his now. Like, I will see JC Latham and be like, that's a guy that I really enjoyed listening to, and just, I thought he was interesting. Same thing with like Josh Jacobs. He's got a very unique story. Things like that. I'm like, I'm going to start collecting a rookie card, whether I find it at it'll be fine with base cards. Again, also with ripping wax, I'm like, oh, like this is a Johnny Wilson rookie card. Like just make rookie cards like cool again, I guess. I ripped open a Marvin Harrison Jr. Topps Chrome rookie card. I'm probably going to keep that, and eventually I'll try to upgrade it. But I just want rookie cards, even if they're just base cards to start with. I want rookie cards of guys that I like. And then from there, guys that I'm more passionate about, I will buy better cards. But there's a list of guys. I just bought a Buda Baker Pink Prism 2017 yesterday for like $4. Buda Baker, one of my favorite players in the league. Another guy who's one of my favorites that I really want to buy a card of, Fred Warner. Monster. I mostly like the defensive players. I just like, I don't know, just different. There's just something about defensive players that I really love. Fred Warner, one of those guys, like buying cards like that. And when I hear them on an interview, becoming a dad totally changed my kind of perspective on collecting. And I'm like, it's not going to mean much to my son. And maybe he gets in the cards, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't even like football. That doesn't matter. But I want to at least just be able to show him like, hey, these are all the guys that I liked, I supported, I like to watch. This was a good podcast. I'm a fan of them now. And this is just, it's going to be a cool little hodgepodge, I feel. Because I want JC Latham and Christian Kirk in there, Joe Alt, Rashawn Slater, Tristan Wirfs, all these offensive linemen that I really like. I just want like a random collection and be like, why are you collecting this card? Oh, I just love watching Joe Alt. I love Tristan Wirfs. He's on a Hall of Fame track right now. He's one of the most dominant offensive linemen since he came in as a rookie. Like that type of stuff. Fred Warner, why do you have his rookie card? Son, go watch some Fred Warner. Go to your room. Go watch some Fred Warner highlights right now. So just stuff like that. I don't know. I like collecting. I like just the story. I don't want to say the storytelling. I'm not turning into Mojo Sports here, but I like just kind of the reason why you have a card. I think that is cool. I think we're missing that with all of this case hit nonsense. Like, why are you, it's a whatever. Everyone's buying it. So I've been yapping enough, but I just wanted to get that off my chest. I feel better now. I feel better now. So I think that's everything. I'm going to package these up. I'm going to make content. I'm going to do my usual. People love, if you made it this far, I'll give you this. My posts on Instagram that are doing really well, I'm just holding up the card and just like, hey, it sold for this much and whatever, I bought this is why I bought it. Those posts are crushing it on Instagram. I've been doing those way better than just like scrolling and you're just like, hey, these are all my sales. Or even voiceovers where I'm like, hey, these are my sales that I had today. What's going on, everybody? These are the sales that I had today, right? Like, not even that is, doing it. So, okay, I feel better. I feel like I was able to at least just word vomit. I don't know if this makes any sense. There's probably going to be a lot of cuts because I was just going on and on and on and on. But I feel better. So if you enjoyed, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace, love you, bye.